KOAM Skyview, bringing you the big picture. KOAM News Now.
Right now at 5, Joplin residents weigh the pros and cons of renewing the city's capital improvement sales tax.
And we've got some partly to mostly cloudy skies out there across the area. We're going to see shower chances return much later today. We'll take a look at that forecast though to get you out the door. Coming up.
Plus, a Southeast Kansas man sets his sights on a gold medal at this year's Summer Olympics in Paris.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning, 4 states, and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 5 a.m. I'm Elise Noe.
I'm Chris Warner. It is Thursday.
Yes.
Really, this week is going by, and that's fantastic.
Flying by.
And some news, and we'll remind you just so you don't forget, and also so I think we don't forget, because I actually did forget. We do not have the KOAM News at noon today.
No,
March Madness going on, so we will not see you at noon. But you'll see basketball instead. Might be more entertaining than us.
Bracket bust, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, that might begin. That could get started this afternoon.
Yeah.
Because I almost forgot we didn't. I started planning stuff for the noon.
Yeah,
whether,
absolutely.
I get here, get ready.
I remember.
I started and I wrote down some stuff for the noon and I thought, nope. I just put an X through it. I'm like, no, we're not going to be here at noon.
And we won't have one tomorrow either.
We won't tomorrow either. And we'll remind you tomorrow,
yes,
of course. That way we don't forget, you don't forget, everybody's on the same page. We do have those shower chances again. We actually saw a few showers last night, right about where we expected, a little further south of that boundary. But most of us, unfortunately, remain dry. And I say unfortunately because, as you folks at home know, we still need a lot of rain to catch up on the drought of the past almost 2 years now that's been ongoing across the area. It's improved, but it's not gone, and we still need more rain. We're going to get an opportunity for that a little later today. First, a quick look outside. This is our camera on the Cornell Complex, downtown Joplin, looking pretty good. Same from MoDOT camera, 20th and Range Line. We do have some partly to mostly cloudy skies. And so on the Skywatch Storm Tracker, this is where you have to remember, we're forecasting for like a 15 county area over 4 different states. So partly to mostly cloudy. You go a little further north, say north of Pittsburgh, north of 126, you're going to get into an area where it's completely clear. And as you head a little further south, those clouds thicken up a bit. A little cooler this morning than yesterday. 43 in Joplin, 42 in Pittsburgh right now. Temperatures around the region. We're in the upper 40s, near 50, a little further south of I-44. We're otherwise in the 40s and even some upper 30s in our far northern communities. We're going to warm up pretty decently again today. It'll take a little longer, but we'll get there. 49 when the kids get on the bus, mostly cloudy for most of us. East breeze around 5 to 10 miles an hour. That bus brings them home, still mostly cloudy. 69 again, southeast breeze at 5 to 10. Highs today topping out right about 70 degrees out there again. We're going to have some periodic wind gusts, at least a couple hours worth of some brief gusty winds. Otherwise, clouds will clear out briefly and then increase again heading into the afternoon and evening ahead of some additional thunder shower chances across the area, but we'll see a few more of these than what we did yesterday. We'll get all the details on that in the full forecast, and that's coming up in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, thanks, Chris. It's up to Joplin citizens to decide on April 2nd whether to renew the capital improvement sales tax. The tax started collecting revenue in 2004 with a voter-approved renewal in 2014. Since the last renewal, the tax has funded 14 road projects. The 3/8-cent sales tax will be on the April 2nd ballot, seeking a 12-year renewal.
It never fits with your projects and your ranking. And so by adding 2 years, I believe they actually were able to add a couple additional projects. And I think they actually added 3 additional projects.
Voters will decide on April 2nd whether or not the capital improvement sales tax will be renewed for 12 more years. Well, the McDonald County School District is the latest in our area to announce it will move to a 4-day school week. Students at McDonald County schools can expect to have their Mondays off starting in the fall. The district says the decision stems from a critical shortage of qualified educators. Officials say the allure of higher paying positions in neighboring states is a big reason. Though the school week will be 1 day shorter, officials say students can still expect to have the same amount of instructional time. Teachers will also have more time for professional development.
Contract time is not going down for teachers. They are not working less. That is just restructured. Kind of the same for students too. So we're restructuring that time. They're actually going to have more instructional minutes than they currently have. And before we started working with the committee, I did not even realize that that was going to be a possibility, to be honest with you. So one of the reasons that we started looking at this is looking at how do we retain and then recruit high quality teachers.
The superintendent of McDonald County Schools says that despite having one fewer day, hourly employees such as maintenance and bus drivers will still have the ability to get the hours necessary for their work week. The city of Pittsburgh has installed cameras aimed at recognizing the license plates of stolen vehicles and wanted suspects. The cameras come from the company Flock Group. The city bought 14 cameras from Flock with a 2-year lease costing $42,000 per year and a $2,100 one-time installation fee. Officials say the cameras will alert law enforcement in real time when a suspect's license plate is recognized, helping to reduce crime. Well, some Pittsburgh students yesterday performed random acts of kindness. One of 3 groups of St. Mary's Colgan high schoolers went to the Meadowbrook Mall and handed out flowers to people. They also included a card expressing their mission to have a great day and leave people with a smile.
Been a lot of smiles, just a lot of appreciation for what we've given them, like Ethan mentioned, just they give a lot, like the Pittsburgh community gives a lot to us, and so in return it's time that we did something a little bit back to them, and just show that we appreciate each another, and that we look forward to just getting to know them better.
The other 2 groups performed their random acts of kindness by cleaning up around the community. The Girard, a Kansas native, is going to the Summer Olympics in Paris. Derek Main secured one of the 2 spots on the U.S. men's trap shooting team. Main participated in the Tokyo 2020 Olympics, but this time around, he'll have an extra layer of motivation. KOAM's Fernanda Silva spoke to Main and his parents.
Gold. Any medal would be great, but I've got my eyes set on gold.
Gold, that's the color of the medal Derek Main wants to wear in the upcoming Summer Olympics. And he knows what he needs to do to achieve that goal.
I definitely have to have a more regimented practice routine. That's something I didn't have for Tokyo.
With the help of his family and sponsors, Main now doesn't need to travel to St. Louis or to Dallas to practice. He can do that from his parents' backyard.
The biggest challenge for me right now is to not burn myself out too quickly.
There's one thing that might help Derek this time around: his family's support.
Never doubt in my mind. I booked a room back in December already in Paris, so.
It's been awesome. They've been behind me since I started shooting at a young age. They've been there every step of the way. And I wouldn't trade that for anything.
It's always been a dream, so I think him fulfilling that dream. Tokyo was a dream to go. Now he's on a mission to win a medal this time.
While Derek's mom usually gets too nervous to watch him shoot during the competitions, in Paris she will make an exception.
Oh, I will watch there. It's just exciting. Those are. We know that's been his dream.
A dream that runs in the family. Rick Main started competing when Derek was only 7 years old. 1 year later, Derek tagged along and started competing. Then it became a family thing.
And how inspiring it is to have your dad also competing.
Yeah, I can't let him get ahead of me in the medal.
I've got a lot of hope for him. His career is just taking off. I think he's got a lot of good years ahead of him.
Years, and hopefully gold medals ahead of him. In Walnut, Fernanda Silva, KOAM News.
Main is a 2024 CAT Games gold medalist and a 2022 world champion. He and his parents are also supporting the start of the Girard High School trap team. And that's a look at this morning's top stories and weather in our first 7 minutes, coming up on the KOAM Morning News. Diamond softball squares off with Ash Grove in the Mount Vernon tournament. We'll have the details. Plus, tourists and Brits in London are reacting to the recent defacement of a newly painted Bansky mural. And rain chances continue. We'll have what to expect with Chris Warner in the Skywatch Weather Center. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. We'll be right back.
You were always so dedicated. We worked hard to build a Kubota dealer in Joplin at 3030 North Rangeline Road and online at KubotaofJoplin.com.
District says the decision is still.
Well, here in the 4 states, we have high school softball season, not only in the fall, but also in the spring. Several teams from both Kansas and Missouri are in the early stages of their 2024 campaign, and a few of them are in the Mount Vernon tournament this week. Diamond squaring off with Ash Grove to begin the day. Wildcats looking to stay undefeated. Bottom of the first, Caitlin Surrey singles in the left field as Grace Frazier comes in to score. Diamond leads 1-0. Go later in the first. Taylon Reeder hits this hard up the middle, and another run scores. And Diamond scores 3 in the first inning. To the third inning, Caitlin Surrey goes to the opposite field and clears the fence for a 2-run homer. Diamond now leading 5-1, but Ash Grove makes a big comeback. We're ultimately tied 9-9 headed into the final inning of the game. Taylon Reeder hits this ball into the gap, and the game-winning run manages to come in to score. It's a walk-off double for Reeder. Diamond wins the game 10-9 over Ash Grove. Next game of the afternoon, Ash Grove sticks around to face Mount Vernon on their home field. Bottom of the first, Hallie Soaks hits a line drive to left for an RBI single. So it's going to be 1-0 Mountaineers. In the bottom of the first frame, bases are loaded for Ash Grove, and it's Soaks with a great defensive play as she gets the out at home plate. So we go to the third inning, game tied 1-1. Ray Downing going to hit this ball into center field. 2 runs come in to score, and the Mountaineers take a 3-1 lead. We're hanging out in the third. Mount Vernon leading by 2 runs. Cheyenne Beaver comes through to push the lead with an RBI base hit. 4-1 game now. Next batter to the plate, Maddie Schubert goes to the gap as that ball rolls all the way to the fence. Mount Vernon holds off another Ash Grove comeback as it was enough for the Mountaineers to win the game 9-7. Missouri Basketball Coaches Association releases the boys and girls all-state teams for classes 4 through 6. 4 states are well represented. Webb City's Baron Duda is a Class 5A all-state performer. In girls Class 4A, Kylie Cole from Aurora is named to the all-state team, as is Nevada's Clara Swearingen, who's also committed to play college basketball at Pittsburgh State next year. And Carl Junction's Kylie Scott is a Class 5 All-State performer as well. We've got another taste of March Madness last night. The NCAA men's basketball tournament has its final 2 play-in games yesterday evening in Dayton. First matchup of the night pits 2 16 seeds against each other. And Grambling State takes down Montana State in overtime, 88-81. The Tigers face 1 seed Purdue in the round of 64, who lost to a 16 seed in last year's tournament. Second game features 2 10 seeds, Colorado and Boise State. Last night, Boise State holds a 4-point lead. Winner here faces 7 seed Florida on Friday. Still to come, we'll see why a new study projects that global fertility rates will continue to plummet. And we will have another check of that forecast, talk about this evening's showers when the KOAM Morning News returns.
Greg Kelly, Vice President of Operations with Phoenix Home Care.
Thursdays from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m., play for your chance to win up to $300 cash.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. It is now 5:18 on this Thursday morning. We're almost to Friday, but it's that much closer to the weekend. We're taking a live look first with our camera downtown Joplin on the Cornell Complex. Got a bit of a southeasterly breeze out there, but nothing too bad. And we do have some partly to mostly cloudy skies. And again, some of you up north have clear skies right now. MoDOT camera 20th and range line in Joplin looking pretty good as well. Same from the KDOT camera on 69, of course, just south of Pittsburgh. We're all dry for the time being, and most of us were that way yesterday. Did see a few of those showers down to the south yesterday, but today they're going to be a little further to the north. As we head into the afternoon, a few isolated showers will be possible. I think most of us will remain dry. It won't be until the evening when we'll actually get some showers or rain reaching the ground out there. And we could even have a couple of thunder showers. So again, no strong or severe weather expected with any of this, but a rumble of thunder or two will be possible. As we go overnight, those will dissipate and we will be left with partly cloudy skies as we begin our Friday. And then a cold front starts to make its way in. Here it is knocking on our back door. Now ahead of that cold front, we're going to warm up again for our Friday, but as it rolls through, temperatures, as you can see, they'll start to fall a bit back behind it, and it could bring a few isolated showers out there. The good news is, of course, with this cold front, while the temperatures will come down a bit, they're not going to plummet, but it's going to be considerably colder as we start our Saturday compared to the last couple of days. So we're going to be in the mid-30s and maybe even a couple of low 40s out there to get our Saturday underway. Right now in Joplin, again, it's a little cooler this morning. 43 feels like 39 with that east breeze at around 6 miles an hour. Temperatures around the region, again, a little cooler. We're in the 30s. Iola, Fort Scott, and Nevada. Everyone else, we are into the low to mid 40s, and the further south you go, it's a bit warmer. Got some low 50s. Cassville, Bentonville out there. So some of us, not too bad of a start. We are going to warm up again, but unlike yesterday, it's going to be just a little slower warming up, but it will still be nice and warm. Could have some occasional wind gusts out there for a couple hours this morning, and then they'll ease back up a bit for us. They'll be east at around 5 to 10 miles an hour. Going to go about 59 by 11 with partly cloudy skies. Those clouds will continue to gradually increase by the afternoon. We'll start to go mostly cloudy, and we're looking at highs right around 70 degrees. So again, some of us make the low maybe even mid 70s out there the further south you go. So not a bad day whatsoever. Then we head into the evening. And through the evening hours, we're going to have that opportunity for a few showers, maybe a couple of thunder showers out there. And then we'll go mostly cloudy tonight and fall back into the upper 40s. And then we'll have that cold front tomorrow, upper 60s tomorrow. So ahead of the front, again, not bad. A little cooler on Saturday, upper 50s. More thunderstorms that we're watching Sunday night. Now, we're thinking that any real severe weather should stay to our south, but we could see a strong storm or two Sunday evening across the area. So we'll keep an eye on that for you. As we head next week, temperatures not too bad. We eventually make it back to the 60s and 70s with more thunderstorm chances next Friday. That's Check Your Forecast. We're back with more right after this.
We know gym memberships can be scary, but at 24 Elite Gym, we throw all stereotypes out the window. Free consultation with a personal trainer and then decide if we're right for you. Locally owned with 6 locations. 24 Elite Gym. Live your best life.
Topping Health Watch this morning, the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention have released its final data showing life expectancy improved in 2022. According to the CDC report published on Thursday, a 1.1-year increase in 2022 brought overall life expectancy at birth to 77.5 years. The increase comes after the number of deaths caused by COVID-19 dropped. In 2022, heart disease remained the leading cause of death in the U.S., followed by cancer. While overall life expectancy increased, deaths among children increased. The death rate among children ages 1 to 4 increased to 12% between 2021 and 2022. Experts say life expectancy has not fully rebounded to pre-COVID numbers. A new study projects that global fertility rates will continue to plummet throughout the end of the century, and the result would be a profound demographic shift. The fertility rate is the average number of children born to a woman in her lifetime. Rates have already been declining in all countries since 1950. In that time, the rate has fallen from 4.84 to 2.23 in the year 2021. Authors of the new study, published Wednesday in the journal The Lancet, say there are many reasons behind the shift. Women have more opportunities in education and employment and better access to contraception and reproductive health services. Well, it's officially spring and you may already be seeing some pollen. The CDC says more than a quarter of adults in the U.S. and nearly 1 in 5 children have seasonal allergy. If you're one of them, doctors say to get prepared. This season could be a rough one. Mandy Gaither has more on what you can do to protect against those spring allergies.
Spring is in the air, literally.
With global warming, climate change, we are are seeing these longer pollen seasons that not only last longer but are stronger.
Dr. Purvi Parikh with the Allergy and Asthma Network says tree pollen may last through April or May, and then grass pollen will start to peak until June. Then there's dust and mold with which to contend.
What I tell all of my patients is start your medication early, right at the start of the season.
Parikh says preparing now before symptoms start can help control them. If you have asthma, she says to avoid attacks by getting on preventative or controller medicine early. For allergy sufferers, get on a regimen of nasal sprays and antihistamines, but get ones without a decongestant.
So that means without the letter D in it, because it's actually harmful to use that long term, like for allergies. But things like Zyrtec, Claritin, Allegra, those are all 24-hour antihistamines that actually work quite well.
Help avoid getting stuffy by using steam inhalation or neti pots to open up the sinuses. Keep windows closed, especially in the early morning at peak pollen time. Avoid going outdoors at peak times as well. When you come home, change your clothes, take a shower so that pollen doesn't go to bed with you, and use dust mite covers in the bedroom.
HEPA air purifiers work well for mold and animal allergies, but those air purifiers don't purify everything.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
There are also several websites you can use to track pollen counts in your area. Now to look at some of today's top health stories. You're watching the KOAM Morning News.
And we are keeping an eye on another warm day out there with more shower chances as we head into the evening. We'll have another look at your forecast when the KOAM Morning News returns.
Go to KOAMnewsnow.com/sports and register today for your chance to see thrilling Thunder action. Go Thunder.
Right now at 5:30, Mattel announces plans to open a theme park in the Kansas City area by 2026.
And we've got some clouds out there this morning, and our rain chances will return late this evening. We'll take a look at that forecast, though, to get you out the door coming up.
Plus, some Pittsburgh artists yesterday got together for some coffee and a sketching session.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning, 4 states, and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 5:30. I'm Elise Noe.
I'm Chris Warner. My coffee's over there, but I thought maybe we could do some sketching as well.
I only have a Red Bull. I don't have
coffee. I
coffee.
mean, it's caffeine.
It's good enough.
Practically the same thing. It's the younger, you younger folks. Okay, see, and you think they'll mind if I put a few smiley faces here?
I guess we'll find out.
I mean, smiley faces bring people joy.
They do.
Right?
They do.
Right, see? I know who doesn't like to smile. We smile. It makes everyone feel better, and we're almost to Friday, and that's a great reason to smile, right?
Yes.
I feel like you don't believe me.
I just don't know what's happening.
I don't know what's happening most of the time either. Most of you folks at home don't, but I run into a lot of people though that I guess I help them wake up sometimes.
Because, good, you help me wake up. Absolutely, you do.
Yeah, something like that. Now I know not everybody likes me, but that's this business though.
You're right.
There's going to be the haters, but there's going to be those that like you, and it's a 50-50 mix or something like that. Maybe a 70-30.
Just give them a smile, Chris.
There we go. All right, let's take a quick look outside, shall we? This is the MoDOT camera on 20th and Rangeline. I like to do that to my wife on occasion. Like she says something, and I'll just stand there and follow her around the house like that. And then she's like, all right, that's freaking me out. Husbands, don't do that. Let me tell you, you're going to put your lives in danger. We've got some clouds out there. It's a bit cooler this morning as we get our day underway. And how do we know that? Well, we've got reporting stations that tell us temperature. 43 Joplin, 42 in Pittsburgh. A little cooler in our northern counties. We've got some 30s, Iola, Fort Scott, Nevada. Everyone else, though, in the 40s and a little further south. Got a couple of 50s even, Cassville and Bentonville. Kids getting on the bus this morning. Mostly cloudy, 49, east breeze, about 5 to 10 miles an hour. We could see some occasional gusts for a couple hours this morning, and then the winds will ease back up again. Southeast 5 to 10, mostly cloudy when the bus brings them home, and sitting at about 69 degrees. We're going to be a little slower to warm up today, but we're looking to be as warm, if not maybe a little warmer than yesterday, getting right around 70, maybe a couple of degrees above that. Clouds will dissipate and then come back again as we head into the afternoon, ahead of the opportunity for a few more scattered showers showers and thunder showers through the evening hours. So ahead of that, though, an absolutely beautiful day, except for a few clouds here and there. We're going to take a look at your full forecast, talk about those rain chances and how the weekend is shaping up here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, thanks, Chris. The iconic toy maker Mattel announced plans to open a second theme park, this one in the Kansas City area. Construction on Mattel Adventure Park Kansas City in Bonner Springs, Kansas is scheduled to break ground later this year, and the park is set to open in 2026. The park will have the attractions like those at the Mattel Adventure Park in Glendale, Arizona, including Hot Wheels roller coasters and a larger-than-life Barbie beach house with a flying theater and a rooftop restaurant and bar. Missouri Governor Mike Parsons announced yesterday Google has chosen Kansas City for the site of a new data center. The $1 billion invest will provide up to 1,300 jobs. The tech giant also announced it will expand a skilled trade career development program to the Kansas City region and contribute $100,000 to the North Kansas City School District's STEM Center. No date for construction has been announced. Kansas Governor Laura Kelly announces North America's largest roofing manufacturer plans to make a major investment in Newton. GAF will invest more than $300 million in Newton by constructing a new shingles plant. The 275,000 square foot facility will create more than 130 high-skilled manufacturing jobs in management, engineering, and operations. Construction should begin in June. The Red Cross recently declared an emergency blood shortage, so the city of Baxter Springs decided to roll up its sleeves and do something about it. Yesterday, the high school hosted a community blood drive. The donors gave a lot to the community. Each donation has the potential to save multiple lives.
Well, I feel like it's really important. If somebody I loved was in the hospital and needed blood, I would want to help them. I would want to donate. And I know that my donation today could help somebody I love or somebody you love to save their life.
The Community Blood Center of the Ozarks gave donors a vintage t-shirt and Ozarks Adventure Pass worth more than $150 in vouchers redeemable for admission offers at various attractions. Head on over to our website, KOAMnewsnow.com, for a full list of the partner attractions. Some Pittsburgh artists yesterday got together for a sketching session. Rude Coffee House hosted the Sketch Jam event with the help of the SEK Arts Community Group. Members of the public were encouraged to bring their own sketchbook and supplies to spend the evening drawing and talking with other artists.
Artists we isolate ourselves a little bit, and so this is a great way to socialize, learn about new materials. Also, I bring inspirational material, some magazines, some art books for people if they want to try to learn something new.
Root hosts a Sketch Jam event on the first and third Wednesday of every month. That's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. The chaos and gang violence gripping Haiti is now promoting efforts to get Americans out. Plus, the Russian invasion of Ukraine has been ongoing for more than 2 years. We'll have the latest. You're watching the KOAM Morning News.
Closed captioning is brought to you by AutoInjury.com and the law offices of Aaron Sachs and Associates, committed to community service.
Topping World Watch. Italy's capital now offers animal protections. The mayor of Rome officially appointed Parisa Prespino as animal guarantor Tuesday during their visit to a stray cat shelter in Rome. Her role includes raising awareness of animal protection, containing the level of strays, and monitoring animal welfare. She will also keep a close watch on breeding farms, zoos, and other facilities that host animals. Italy included animal protection in the country's constitution in February 2022. Other major cities with an animal guarantor include Naples and Milan. Tourists and Brits in London are reacting to the recent defacement of a newly painted Banksy mural in the north part of the city. The artwork in the Finsbury Park neighborhood of London covers the wall of a 4-story residential building. It shows a small figure holding a pressure hose beside a large cherry tree. Green paint has been sprayed across the wall, replicating the absent leaves of the tree. Banksy claimed the work by posting before and after photos of the location on his official Instagram account. By Tuesday, white paint could be seen splashed across the artist's latest street art. Those in the streets taking photos of the mural appeared intrigued by the vandalism, some even philosophical. Bansky's work has sold for millions of dollars at an auction, and past murals on outdoor sites have often been stolen or removed by building owners soon after going up. In December, after Banksy stenciled military drones on a stop sign in South London, a man was photographed taking down the sign with bolt cutters. Police later arrested 2 men on suspicion of theft and criminal damage. The latest work would be harder to take down since the piece relies on this tree for its impact. Secretary of State Antony Blinken traveled to Saudi Arabia yet Wednesday. Blinken is said to meet with the Saudi Foreign Minister Jeddah. He is also expected to speak with the nation's de facto leader, Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, before heading to Egypt later today on Israel on tomorrow. Blinken is expected to focus on ceasefire talks and a hostage release deal, as well as increased humanitarian aid to Gaza during the visit. This is Blinken's 6th trip to the Middle East since the start of the Israel-Hamas war. The chaos and gang violence gripping Haiti is now promoting efforts to get Americans out. The State Department announced more than a dozen U.S. citizens were evacuated from the Caribbean nation Wednesday. A spokesperson estimated that more than 30 Americans will be able to leave each day on chartered flights. People in the communities under fire have called radio stations pleading for help from Haiti's National Police Force, which remains understaffed and outmatched by gangs. The violence is resulting in the shutting of banks, schools, and businesses with no immediate signs they will reopen. Prime Minister Ariel Henry, who was locked out of Haiti when the airports closed, has said he will resign once a council is formed to nominate a new leader. Well, it's hard to believe, but the Russian invasion of Ukraine has been ongoing for more than 2 years now. The Biden administration expressing optimism more U.S. aid will be supplied as officials say Moscow will not prove victorious. Still, immense suffering rages on. Ted Linder takes a closer look at how Ukraine is escalating its retaliatory strikes.
Ukrainian forces continue defending themselves from Moscow's invasion more than 2 years into the war, with Ukraine ramping up shelling and drone attacks on Russian border cities.
We took refuge in the shelter in the corridor. We always hide there with the children.
Damaged homes and infrastructure can be seen across Russia's Belgorod region, where officials report more than a dozen people have been killed over the past week. This as President Vladimir Putin expressed plans to build a buffer zone to try and ward off the strikes.
We will do everything to support people.
But Russia's attacks on the Ukrainian border city of Kharkiv aren't backing down either, with crews desperately working Wednesday to combat damage from the deadly assault. But in the wake of the ongoing destruction, U.S. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan said America won't abandon Ukraine, even as Congress continues holding out on approving billions of dollars in military aid. During a trip to the capital of Kyiv, Sullivan was optimistic the money will eventually come, while casting doubts Russia will win.
What did Russia set out to do? Wipe Ukraine off the map. It has already failed at that.
In the meantime, efforts continue to try and help Ukrainian children facing mental health struggles from the fighting. As the horrors of war rage above, below ground, this Ukrainian bomb shelter is also doubling as a ballet studio.
There's nothing for kids in Kharkiv. They need to apply their inner energy somewhere to feel nice emotions.
And that's a look at some of your biggest headlines from around the world. We'll be right back.
You've been waiting to find out if siding is affordable for you? Don't wait right at home.
Ritz, a taste of welcome.
Hero Fund USA and KOAM News Now, supporting the 4 states' first responders.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News, 546 now on this Thursday morning, and we are taking a live look from our camera on top of the Cornell Complex downtown Joplin. Got an east breeze out there, and we'll see some occasional gusts with it for the next, say about 3 hours or so, and then it'll start to ease up a bit for us. MoDOT camera, 20th and Range Line, looking pretty good as well this morning, and we're looking all right. We're dry on the KDOT camera, 69 East 520th Avenue, of course, just south of Pittsburgh. We are expecting some additional showers. And as we head into the morning and afternoon, Future Track's picking up on some showers. I think that most of us are actually going to be dry through the morning and early afternoon hours, but a sprinkle or two will be possible. Our better chances for more organized showers, ones that are actually going to reach the ground, are going to come as we head into the evening hours, and we'll start to see a few more of those. So instead of them being confined into the southern counties, they will actually be a little more overspread across the area, and we could have a thunder shower or two out there as well. As we go overnight, though, as you see, they quickly dissipate, and we'll have partly to mostly cloudy skies as we kick off our Friday. Then we have a cold front that's going to come through by Friday afternoon. Now, ahead of the front, we're looking at highs in the upper 60s. As that front comes through, it's going to bring the opportunity for a few stray showers, and temperatures are going to fall back behind it. Now, they won't plummet, but as we start our Saturday, it's going to be considerably colder out there than what we have been used to the last couple of mornings. We got mid-upper 30s out there, a lot more of those, and maybe a few low 40s on the map. So it's going to be a bit of a chilly start for our Saturday. It's going to be a little cooler on our Saturday. 43 in Joplin right now. Feels like 39, though, with that east breeze at about 6 miles an hour. Temperatures around the region, we've still got some 30s, Iola, Fort Scott, Nevada. Everyone else into the low to mid 40s. And, of course, a little further south, got a little bit of a southeasterly breeze, getting a little warmer, upper 40s, and even some 50s, Bentonville and Cassville this morning. As we get our day underway, we're going to warm up again. In fact, some of us, we're looking to be a little warmer than where we were yesterday, but it's going to take just a little longer to get there. We're a little slower to warm up this morning. A little bit breezy again through the morning hours, and then that wind will calm back down. 59 and partly cloudy by 11. So we're actually going to see a little bit of clearing through the morning, and then we're going to turn around and watch those clouds thicken back up as we head into the afternoon hours across the area. And we're looking at highs averaging about 70, so some of us may be a degree or two cooler, but I think a few more of us may be a degree or two warmer than 70, so a little bit better out there. And as we head into the evening, as we showed you on Future Track, a few scattered showers, maybe a thunder shower or two out there, and our temperatures gradually falling back to about the upper 40s overnight, and we will be mostly cloudy heading into the overnight hours. All right, again, upper 60s tomorrow, cold front comes through, does make us a little cooler out there. Upper 50s on Saturday. Sunday, we're watching another system and another front that's going to come through. Now, it's going to make us much colder by Sunday night, but we do have that possibility of some strong storms Sunday evening. At this point, it looks like any of the more significant severe weather should remain to our south, but we could see some stronger storms Sunday evening. We're going to be a little cooler to kick off the work week, but then we'll warm back up ahead of some additional thunderstorm chances by next Friday. That's Check Your Forecast. We're back with more right after this.
Get ready to enjoy sale. Get the Summit for only $332.49, plus 5 years no interest and free shipping. Denver Mattress, the easiest way to get the right mattress.
Well, a Texas man's rare and beloved pet bird was stuck high up in a tree near Lake Lewisville for 3 days before he was finally rescued. The 15-year-old Catalina macaw got spooked during a photo shoot on Sunday and flew into a 40-foot tall tree. The saga to rescue him included attempts by his owner, firefighters, and even tree climbers to no avail. Reporter Caroline Vandergriff was there to report on the story when she became part of the rescue. She has brought snacks, and luckily, the bird was very hungry.
Perched high above in unfamiliar terrain,
come here, baby.
Samba spent 3 days ignoring food and derailing all rescue attempts.
3 days.
But the Catalina macaw couldn't resist these chips.
I don't usually give them junk food like this.
His owner, Giulio Ferrari, managed to lure him close enough to grab.
Got him.
Hard to believe the nightmare was finally over.
We did it! 3 days. Oh, man. Here you go, baby. Here.
The 15-year-old bird was hungry and tired, but safe.
Oh, my heart is pounding. I'm relieved. You know, I haven't slept in 3 days well because it's like your child. You know, your child is up stuck in a tree, can't get down, and nobody can get him down. I mean, we tried with the fire department, we tried with the tree climbers, and it ended up that and we tried food. Now he's eating the whole bag.
Yeah, you said you don't normally let him have Doritos like I let my kids have, but now you know what? Hey,
It's a special day. He can use the calories, and he's getting happy now.
The owner was taking him straight to the vet to get him checked out. He says the parrot was attacked by hawks while he was stuck up in the trees, but overall the bird seemed fine and happy to be back with his owner. We'll be right back.
From the moment you call.
Instantly, download the all-new KOAM News Now app today. Your gateway to news your way. Powered by KOAM News Now.
Kansas City Chiefs star Travis Kelce is reportedly in talks to be a host of the reboot of the game Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? It would stream on Amazon Prime Video. The original show, hosted by Jeff Foxworthy, ran from 2007 to 2011. Then it was rebooted by Fox in 2015 and again in 2019 for a season on Nickelodeon. The show featured adults trying to answer questions from a fifth grade textbook with the assistance of fifth graders. Variety reports instead of a panel of fifth graders, the Kelce reboot would feature celebrity guests. Ever wanted to be an astronaut? Well, this could be your chance. NASA is accepting applications for astronauts. However, there's a long list of requirements. Among them, you must have a master's degree in a STEM field, which is science, technology, engineering, or math, from an accredited institution. In addition, applicants must have a minimum of 3 years of related professional experience and the ability to successfully complete NASA's long-duration flight physical. Selected astronauts will join NASA's Artemis program, which is preparing to land the first woman and the next man on the moon. They will explore and conduct experiments at the lunar South Pole, where humans have never been. There are also future plans to travel to Mars.
What is related professional experience when it comes to being an astronaut? I mean, I get it. Like a lot of folks in our industry, they go into the PR field because we've got related professional experience with public relations. How do you have related? Are you building homemade rockets and trying to send yourself into orbit at home, or are you familiar with freeze-dried food? I don't know. All right. Well, I'm curious as to what related professional experience is for an astronaut. We are going to have some gusty winds initially. They'll die back down, and we'll have southeast breezes about 5 to 10 today. Clouds clear out a bit, so partly cloudy, 59 by 11. And then we're going to see the clouds thicken back up as we head into the afternoon. You could see a stray sprinkle or two this afternoon, but we have better chances for some showers this evening. And a little warmer today, highs right around 70 degrees. We'll have a few scattered showers and thunder showers out there as we head into the evening, and then those quickly die out as we head late evening and overnight. Will be mostly cloudy and upper 40s. Cold front comes in tomorrow, some isolated showers along that front, upper 60s ahead of the front, upper 50s Saturday, and we're watching the possibility for a few strong storms as we head into Sunday evening. But the good news is the greater severe threat should stay to our south. That's a quick check of your forecast. We're back with another hour of the KOAM Morning News right after this.
Pittsburgh Community Theater